What's up, what's up? You are now listening to Fha the podcast, and I'm your host, Hassan Thomas, along with Remy, and we are here to share tools on how millennials can budget, save, invest, and understand student debt and credit to achieve financial freedom. If you're a high school student, college student, or someone who's interested in gaining more financial insight, this podcast is for you.
I'm tryna give me a bag. 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 I'm tryna give me a bag.
What's up, my fly folks out there? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing all right. My name is Hassan Thomas, aka CEO Sonny, aka Son Joiner, bright and early in the morning, baby. Not Tom, but Son Joiner, baby. Yes, sir. And y'all know I'm here with my brother, Mr. Make a Play, aka Remy Fallon, huh? AKA Remy Kimmel. Boys run up, better watch they dinner, huh? Hey. My fault. Don't let me get to freestyling in this joint. But what's up, bro? How you feeling? Talk to us.
Man, I'm feeling good. It's great to be back in the H, you know? Real world me, baby. Got back from Florida last week, going to Vegas next week. What Future say? Life's good.
Yes, sir. Well, here at Fha, we like to start off our show with a meaningful quote about money. And y'all know this is a show about financial literacy. And financial literacy at its simplest is understanding not only how to budget your money, but being able to save and grow your money effectively and efficiently. So today my quote comes from Laura Almary. With the right information, proper training, and a clear plan of action, anyone can succeed in real estate no matter your background, education, or financial background. And this quote here is so huge to me because every single thing we've told y'all, we've done, are currently doing, or making a plan to do in the future. Saying that to say, there are so many ways to build wealth, so many ways to make money. Don't choose one, choose a few. See which one works best for you and turn that hustle into a meal or two.
I ain't not, bro. You must have been listening to some Future or Money Man before we started recording with all this rhyming.
Nah, bro, I'm just excited about today's episode. It's perfect timing. Today we're going to be talking about one of the easiest ways to get into real estate, wholesaling. We're going to lace y'all up on what wholesaling is, the process of wholesaling, and if you need a license or not. And then we're going to slide into our insightful interview with the young real estate mogul out of Louisiana, Mr. O'Neal Parker. So let's get active. Have y'all ever seen a post on social media or a commercial talking about make money with real estate with no license? Or get into the real estate game with no money and ever wondered, how in the world can you make money in real estate with no license or no money? Well, we about to let y'all know. So like I said, one of the easiest ways to get into real estate is by wholesaling. And I'm going to keep it a whole 100 with you. The steps in the concept of wholesaling is not complicated and doesn't require a lot of money or a license. So that's why it's labeled as the easiest way to get into real estate. But as we know, G, ain't nothing in life easy or free.
But since you said that, bro, let me touch on one thing. We as a generation need to stop thinking things are just going to be handed to us. We think because we started a business, made a little Instagram, got some business cards, that we're supposed to have 1 million customers in 2 months. Up-and-coming artists that's been making music for about, 5 months? Thinking they supposed to be with Lil Baby or Roddy Ricch at right now. And bro, it's just not going to happen like that for 99% of us. And of course, there's always going to be that 1% that blow and become an overnight success. But you need to be prepared to put that work in because faith without works is dead.
All right then, Reverend Remy. But nah, for real, you was preaching facts though, bro. But let's hop back on this wholesaling. So the way I look at it is, there's like 3 levels to real estate. You have wholesaling, which we'll be talking about today. Fixing and flipping, which is exactly what it sounds like. Fixing up a property and then flipping it for more than you bought it for. And then we have buying and holding, which is buying a property and holding it for a long period of time.
And if you're smart, you be renting that property out to bring in passive income. That money in your sleep, huh? But hold on, bro. Something just popped in my head that we talked about earlier. You remember how you said with stocks and crypto, the goal is to either buy and hold or buy low and sell high? Well, if you think about it, that's the same thing when it comes to real estate too, with the rental properties. If you buy and hold that home for a period of time and rent it out to folks, that liability becomes an asset because it's making money for you.
And y'all know, the easiest way to think about assets and liabilities is assets are anything that is adding money to your pockets and liabilities are anything that is taking away money. Just had to add that in there.
But yeah, buy and hold definitely relates to the rental property you talked about, and buy low and sell high relates to the fixing and flipping. Just how you said, you fix the property up and sell it for more than you bought it for. That's how you make them big money plays for real. Can't wait to talk about fixing and flipping in one of our future episodes.
Facts, bro. We definitely going to tap into all that in our future episodes, but today we are locked in on wholesaling. So wholesaling is basically you playing matchmaker. So there are 3 players in this game. You have the motivated seller. This seller is selling their distressed property to the other player in the game, the buyer. And the buyer is looking to buy the distressed property for the low. And then you, the wholesaler, you're in the middle, like I said, playing matchmaker. So your whole goal is to link and match up the motivated seller and the buyer. So you could think of the buyer as your friend who wants to find the most attractive boy or girl, and you could think of the seller of that distressed property as that attractive boy or girl.
For anybody listening, thinking, how is a distressed property attractive? Well, it's attractive because remember, a buyer's goal is to always buy low and sell high. So if the buyer can get that property for cheap and flip it for not so cheap, it's up and stuck.
But before we move a little further, bro, I attended this 3-day real estate event called Fortune Bidders when I was back in Florida. And I took some notes on what a motivated seller is and what are some of the reasons somebody would be motivated to sell their home. So let me break it down for him real quick, G. So according to the owner of Fortune Bidders, Stan Merrill, who also played for the Buccaneers, says, a motivated seller is someone who is eager to get rid of their property.
Sounds to me like they just desperate to get rid of their house.
Come on now, bro. Not desperate. You know, a lot of folks have real reasons to sell their house. Some of the reasons that I learned from Stan's conference were divorce, a death in the home, structural problems, fires, floods, going into assisted living, back taxes, can't afford payments, shoot, even military relocations.
Yeah, they do move around a lot.
No cap, bro. But we still haven't told them how you can get paid from wholesaling.
I swear we haven't. So like Son said a little earlier, you're the matchmaker. And for pairing up the seller and the buyer, you'll get a nice little cut from it. So again, you had a motivated seller, the buyer, and you, the wholesaler. You get paid from the difference in between the assignment contract and the price you choose to sell the house to that specific buyer. So this is why people say you don't need money to do this, because you're never buying the house.
Facts, bro. Because what you're actually doing is giving the motivated seller an agreement called an assignment contract, stating that they agree to sell their home to an investor for a set price. Then after you get that contract, make sure you keep in mind now we all playing matchmaker, and what they say, the best option is to have options. So it would be smart to already have buyers in mind, and that is what wholesalers call a buyer's list. The benefit of the buyer's list is after they get that assignment contract back, they can then hit up that buyer's list and charge them a higher fee than agreed on with the motivated seller.
Man, everybody working their move, trying to buy low and sell high.
Nah, for real. But let's give our folks listening an example so they can picture this clearly in their head. So boom, you got good old Hattie Mae Pierce.
Chill out, bro. That's Big Mama. Them folks don't know nothing about no Big Mama.
I swear they don't. But look, you got Big Mama, her niece, and her niece's son all staying with her. Now, Big Mama niece's ex-boyfriend is causing Big Mama and them some problems. Now, Big Mama and her niece are ready to move, or better yet, motivated to sell. So you see Big Mama post on Facebook that she's ready to move as soon as possible. So you call Big Mama up and ask her to set up a meeting discussing selling her home and that you have some people that are willing to buy.
So here's where that buyer's list comes into play. You would then meet with Big Mama and get her to sign an assignment contract. Let's say you got the house under contract for $40,000.
And just to be clear, you are not buying that house for $40,000. You just have it under contract that Big Mama agrees to sell the house for $40,000.
Exactly. Keep that in mind for real. So you then take that $40,000 contract to your buyer's list and say, I have a house for sale for $40,000. I'll sell it to you for $50,000. Who wants it? An investor says, okay, I want that house for $50,000. Agree on terms with the buyer, take that assignment contract to a little title company. They make sure everything is straight, and then the seller is happy because they've sold their home, and the buyer is happy because they have a new fix and flip or rental property, and you walk away $10,000 richer.
Yes, sir. Match made in real estate heaven, baby. But that's how it works. Will it be that easy for you? Probably not. Can you do it, and do we believe in you? Yes, we do. You just got to make a plan and make a play, baby. So now it's time we take a little break and slide into our insightful interview with real estate mogul, O'Neal Parker. Let's go. Hold on now. You haven't heard about Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. They have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can also make money from your podcast, whether you have 200 listeners or 2,000. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Let's go. What's up, my fly folks out there? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing all right. We are now entering our insightful interview portion of our show. And today we are speaking with real estate mogul, O'Neal Parker. How you doing, boss?
What's up, man? I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready for you to drop some gems on us, man. Tell us more about you, what you got going, just tell us about yourself.
So my name is O'Neal Parker, real estate investor, 26 years old. Built my first house when I was 21. That was my first real estate transaction. Started investing in real estate when I was like 22, 23. So started educating myself around 22. Started with YouTube. Ordered my first signs. I started with the wholesaling method in like, I think June or July of 2016. Put them out in November and then closed my first deal. November 25th, 2016, made $2,000. So I started my business with $63. Bought those blank banner signs, made $2,000 in 3 weeks. Made $50,000 in 4 months, and then 13 months in the business, bought $1.3 million worth of real estate, and made over 6 figures with Wholesaler while having a full-time job.
Sheesh.
And I just wrote a book about business credit. The Interest-Free Money Guy is the first link in my bio on Instagram, or you could catch it on Gumroad, teaching our community about business credit, how they can leverage credit to make more money, to invest in themselves, invest in businesses, and invest in, anything to benefit. Not really buy things like cars and depreciating assets and liabilities. Also, just started another wholesaling business in January. So with a partner, Tyron Morrison. So that's my main focus right now. I did a solar flip maybe a month ago. So, just doing a little something, trying to keep busy.
Yes, sir, man. I'm glad you said something about that wholesaling because we definitely going to touch on that. Because me personally, man, I'm trying to get into wholesaling first. So
hey, man, I could teach you a little something. Man,
we definitely going to touch on that. But, honestly, man, I feel like real estate is definitely one of the best ways for, my listeners to become fly. And by fly, I mean financially literate and invested. So why do you think real estate is a good vehicle for people to reach financial freedom?
Real estate is a must and is a need because everywhere you look is real estate and somebody owns it. And, if you don't own it, you're paying somebody else that does own it. So why not own the land where you're at? Own the land where you're always at. So let's just say an office building, if you have your own business, why not own the building instead of renting the building? And also, that's the fastest way to build wealth because you can buy one piece of property and now you're worth $100,000 instead of trying to save $100,000. That takes forever. So it's the easiest and the fastest way to grow wealth, in my opinion. So that's why I feel real estate is important. And it's easy to get into. It's not hard.
So we definitely gonna have to get that message across because young people be thinking everything's so complicated nowadays. They be thinking they can't do it. So we gotta.
They're just lazy. That's all it is. They lazy.
Gotta get out there and get to it, man. That's it. So tell us, why financial literacy is important, in general.
It's very important because things happen all the time. So like with the pandemic, a lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people is relying on the unemployment checks. So why not set yourself up so you don't have to worry about that? Or the stimulus check. So if you made over 70,000, you didn't get a stimulus check. So, if you got a stimulus check, you need to figure out what you can do so you're making over 70,000 a year. So you also got to realize that a lot of things happen in life. So you got to have more than one income stream. So if you lose your job, if you have 3 other income streams, you might be all right. Or if you don't be all right, you still got the other 3 that you can at least be capable of paying the bills that you do have. You might not be able to do all the luxuries that you was doing before, but you can at least survive. So that's why I think financial literacy is important. Also with credit, credit score is a lot better than having money because if you have a decent credit score of 700, you can get access to thousands of dollars rather than spending the few dollars that you have in your own account. And it's a lot harder to save a lot of money than it is to go get money from the bank. So learning all those different things will teach you how to, make money, save money, multiply money just by knowing those basic principles of financial literacy.
Definitely gonna tap into OPM, other people's money, man. You know what I'm saying? So why do you think, for our young folks listening, why is it important for them to be investing now?
Man, I say this all the time. So you have to be a long-term thinker. I'm a long-term thinker. So if I do everything I can in my 20s and 30s, I'm going to be good in my 40s and 50s instead of working for somebody else in my 40s and 50s complaining about what I'm doing. So if you sacrifice a little bit, let's just say 2 or 3 years, you can make a big difference in the rest of your life. So, a lot of people really don't want to sacrifice those 2 or 3 years because they got friends, family members, convincing them or telling them to, come hang out, let's go drink, let's go smoke or whatever. So if you try to block all that out and focus on your goals and focus on what you're trying to do, you could be straight once you're in the 30s and 40s. You're not going to be working. You could be traveling, enjoying your family if you have one, and just doing what you want to do. So you got to think long term and just sacrifice 2 or 3 years to change your life forever.
Okay. Man, like I said, man, I'm thinking about jumping into this real estate game, man. What advice would you got for me and for my audience?
You got to turn you got to change your mindset. That's the biggest thing about real estate and business in general. Like I stated earlier, you got to start sacrificing. So like you was talking about Netflix earlier, you got to turn the Netflix into something else. Podcasts, not music videos, podcasts, audio books, regular books, online classes, online courses, things like that. Educating yourself in all the free time that you have. So you got to realize we only have 24 hours. And 8 of those hours is considered sleeping. Another 8 is working. So what you doing for the other 8? You got to realize we don't have a lot of time. So you got to take advantage of all the time that you do have. So while you're on your lunch break, you should be studying, calling sellers, or doing something to benefit yourself in the long term. Okay. So, choosing the right thing to do with your time.
Okay. Like listening to this podcast, man. Man, give us the wholesaling breakdown. Give us the 101 on that on wholesaling.
Okay, for the people that don't know, wholesaling is targeting distressed sellers. Distressed sellers are people that has a lot of code violations, have a lot of repairs on their house, and they don't have the money to fix it. Divorce, probate. Probate is which somebody dies in their family, and the house is passed on to the next heir. And of course, the heir probably doesn't want it because they're dealing with their own problems. What else? There's just a lot of different things. So it's distressed sellers. That's what wholesalers go after. Now, a wholesale deal could be anything. Wholesaling is just getting something at a deep discount, and then you sell it to somebody else for a fee, and that's called assignment fee, which is called, you get that by using an assignment contract. So wholesaling is getting a property under contract at a deep discount, and you selling that contract. You're not selling houses. You're selling contracts to other investors. They'll either fix it, flip it, fix it and keep it, or, whatever else they can do with it. So that's what wholesaling is.
So can you give us a breakdown on fixing and flipping?
All right. So fixing and flipping is buying a property, again, at a deep discount. You putting money into it to make it look like a brand new house, like a 2020 house, HGTV house, and then you sell that house for a profit. But the thing about flipping is you have to pay capital gains tax because most of the time you're keeping the house for less than 12 months, if you know what you're doing.
Okay. What other ways can we make money through real estate?
By owning rental properties. So rental properties is more of passive income. So that's what I like because you do one purchase, you do one rehab, and then you get paid for the rest of your life. So passive income with rentals.
So how difficult is it to be like a landlord? Like, give us some insight on that.
All right. So that's good you asked me that because a lot of people get information from people that don't even do the business. So being a landlord really isn't bad. So me, myself, I buy properties at a deep discount. What I do different from a lot of people is when I buy my properties, I fix them up like a flip. Reason being because I go in and fix everything. Everything that has a problem, it gets touched. Reason being because so I don't get calls 2 weeks after a tenant move in. So you fix all the problems in the front end, it's saving you a lot of money, a lot of headache for the next, 5 to 6 years, if you use good materials. Another way to avoid landlording and all the landlord problems, you can also do the rent-to-own method. That's what I do. Rent-to-own, you become the bank on the property. So I'll collect a down payment, and the tenant pays me whatever that number is for 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. So basically, I become the bank. They pay me $750 for 20 years, and then they own the house. So that situation, you're not really responsible for any repairs because they own the house. Just like you buy a house from a lender or mortgage company or Chase or Wells Fargo, I become that with rentals.
You said rent to own? I gotta write down with that.
Rent to own. That's the difference between rent to own and owner finance. If you're selling a property, you want to rent to own. If you're buying a property, you want to buy it owner finance. Reason being, rent to own in my state. I don't know what state everybody is in that's listening, but you got to know your laws when you're getting into real estate as well, because every state differs. Now with rent to own, the good thing about that is you can, if a tenant doesn't pay their rent or they miss a payment, I'm liable to evict them if I want to, be a bad guy. Yeah. Now what if I'm owner financing it to somebody, I technically really do become the bank on that property, and for me to get them out, I have to foreclose on them, which would cost me money.
So back to those wholesales, what is the best way to find wholesale leads?
Well, they got a lot of different lead sources. What I use is most of the time is I go after the absentee owners, but you can get a wholesale leads. You can get a list on listsource.com. You can go on propstream.com. You get 10,000 records for $97 a month, and that comes with the MLS, access to the MLS, public records.
Hold on, now you got to tell us what the MLS is.
Okay, the MLS is the multiple listing service. That's what the realtors use to list properties so everybody can see it.
Okay.
And if you get PropStream, it's $97 a month, and they have some of that data as well, plus the public records. The public records is houses that sold not on the MLS, houses that sold from like private party, from like uncle to cousin or something like that. Everything that's recorded. Another way to find lists is just driving for dollars. That's when you're just in the car driving random places and you see abandoned houses, vacant houses. You take pictures of them, write down the address, and then you skip trace it. Skip tracing is when you find the property owner of the property, address where he lives or she lives, and you get their number and you contact them. So that's the most important thing. You pull a list, get leads, skip trace it, and then you call them, try to set up an appointment, or do what you got to do to get that property under contract. And good skip tracing services you can use is turboskip.com, batch.com, batch skip tracing, and that's the two that I use. So I don't want to recommend nobody else.
Okay, bet. So I remember you saying something about your first purchase of a home, and you said you got a credit loan for like $29,000, right?
$56,000.
Okay. So how did you finance that first property? How did you go through it that way?
So how I got that deal was a wholesale deal. So it was a wholesale deal I had under contract. It was like day 29, and most wholesale deals contract lasts 30 days. So nobody wanted this property. I don't know why. I was just trying to figure out why, but I was thinking, hey, maybe this is a sign from God. Maybe I should just take this down myself. Because months before, I was like, man, I need to get in this. I need to start buying some property. So I called the owner up and was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can move the property for you, but I have another solution if you're willing to work with me. So I told her, I was selling the property for $59, but I think I told her I can buy it for $56. So yeah, I told her I can buy the property at $56 if she's willing to work with me. What I can do is give her 80% of that purchase price cash, which is like $45,000. And if she'll be open to it, owner financing me the rest, which is $11,000, which is the 20% down that the bank say you need. Okay. So I went get a loan from the bank for I think it's $45,000 or $46,000 because I had to pay closing costs too. But the closing cost was covered with the loan. My credit score at the time was like 711 or 720, something like that. Okay. It was in the lower 700s. So that's how I did it. It was 100% finance. 80% was from the bank, and then 20% was owner finance with the owner. So I went to closing with a pen, signed the papers, and the house was mine, and I left with a $22 check at closing. And now that property is worth $100,000. It came with an extra lot, and I'm going to probably build a duplex or a triplex on that lot. And also, I got a home equity line of credit like $29,000 from that same property. And now I use that to rehab properties or do whatever.
Okay, you said that was a home equity loan?
Home equity line of credit, HELOC.
Okay, so what is that?
It's called, so a HELOC is basically like a line of credit, like a credit card or a checkbook. And you pay interest only on that money. And you can use it how you want. So you don't have to call the bank and say, let me get $2,000 off my money or whatever. You could just, write a check, or, now they do credit cards or debit cards with it. So you just use it how you want. You can literally buy whatever you want with it. It's your money. Okay. But the good thing about it is you're only paying interest on that money. So you're not paying principal and interest. So the payments are super low.
Man, you dropping gems, man. I'm finna pick your brain, man.
Come on, man. That's why you got me here.
Yes, sir. So tell us why we should buy and hold and not wait to buy.
So that's all about, you want to be wealthy. You don't want to be rich. So, well, you want to be rich and wealthy. But the thing about owning assets and owning real estate, you're building your wealth. So my first 13 months, I bought the $1.3 million worth of real estate, but my net worth at that time was $430,000. So for the people that don't know, that's the difference between 1.3 million and like, what is that, 800,000 or 900,000. So all the equity in between that is wealth that goes to your net worth. So let's just say I sell all my properties. I'll walk away with a $430,000 check if I was selling at what it was worth. So that's the importance of owning rentals, and as well you're getting passive income. You're getting a check every month, whether you're in Europe or in Texas or in Louisiana. You're getting the money every month because people need a place to live. I don't care where you go. Everybody needs a place to live. You go to Antarctica, they got igloos. So you need to own some blocks of ice and own igloos. So that's the importance of owning rentals. And you get paid a lot of different ways. You get paid in passive income, you get tax benefits, you get cash flow, you get depreciation on your properties. It's just, it's the best way to go.
A lot of different benefits. Man, tell us about some of those organizations that can help us, purchase these homes.
Organizations or like different programs?
Yeah, programs, my bad.
Okay, so I'll say everybody's first property, depending on what market you're in. If you're in a big multifamily market, the first thing you should do is, when you're looking for your first property, don't look at it as an emotional purchase, looking at it as an investment. So your first purchase should always be either a duplex, triplex, fourplex, or mixed-use building. The reason I say that is because lenders and banks look at 4 units and under as a single-family residence. So you can use your FHA loan, which is 3.5% down, to buy income-producing assets. Now, the thing about that is you got to have a strategy. So I say every 13 months, if you buying that, refinance to conventional and use it again. So you can actually, buy yourself a fourplex every 13 months.
So refinance and conventional, what are those?
So FHA loan is a federal-backed loan. It's called Federal Housing Administration Loan, I think. And it's 3.5% down. That's what a lot of first-time home buyers use. Gotcha. And the conventional loan is just a loan. The lowest you can put down is 3%, and then you can put anything past that, whatever you want. But you only can have one FHA loan at a time. You can have another one, but it got to be something like a drive transfer over 100 miles or something like that. So yeah, we're just gonna stick to you only got one at a time. And you have to live in that property for 12 months. So that's why I said wait 13 months to refinance that property, and then you use that FHA loan again with the 3.5% down.
Okay, so can you elaborate on what a hard money loan is?
A hard money loan is a third-party company that lends money on a hard assets like real estate. So not all banks lend money on distressed properties. So in investors, we buy distressed properties, fix them up, and make them look better, make them look beautiful, make them look like 2020 houses. So you want to go to a hard money lender if a house is damn near falling apart. A hard money lender will lend you the money because they see the potential in the property. They know how much their property is worth after it's fixed up. So that's what a hard money lender is, and they usually have hard terms and hard rates. So you might have points, like 2 points, and points is percentages. So if it's 2 points, you owe them either $2,000 before the purchase or after the purchase, or they'll split. You owe them $1,000 before and $1,000 after. You can find hard money lenders by typing in hard money lenders in whatever city, parish, county, or whatever you're in, or state you're in. The most popular ones right now is like lending1.com and lima1.com. And most private money lenders will lend 100% on that purchase price. No, I'm sorry. They'll lend 90. Well, right now I think it's like 80% because of the virus. 80% of the purchase price and 100% of the rehab costs. So if you got 20% of that purchase price, some of them don't even care about credit scores either. So that's a way to get in. They're all about the assets. How good is that deal? That's what hard money is.
Gotcha. So, you mentioned, distressed properties and, how y'all fix them up. You make it sound so easy, man. How do we fix up these properties? How do we rehab them?
How you rehab them? So you want to rehab them, you want to look at the market. So if the market of that property is, let's just say, Formica countertops, laminate flooring, a white tub surround, not tile all the way up. You want to do it like that. But me, myself, I try to do top and high quality. Reason being, it lasts a little longer and tenants appreciate it. And I also do Section 8. Some Section 8 tenants never been in a nice house. But me, myself, I look at that and I try to do it better. So I do hood luxury. So I do tile from top to bottom. I don't care where the property's at. Okay. Reason being, because it looks better. You get Section 8 tenants, they never had a tile shower before. So, they enjoy that. And also, you got to think about that. They have friends, they got family members that's also on Section 8, so they're going to tell them, my landlord hooked me up. I got a nice house, I got wood floors, I got tile, got a nice countertop. So that's why I do that. And again, it also looks better and it lasts long. So that's why I do that. So that's what rentals. Now, when it comes to flips, like I said earlier, you want to look at the market. You want to see what houses sold recently, how those houses look. Did they have tile? Did they have laminate? Did they have wood? What color paint did they have on the wall? Things like that. What kind of countertops did they have? Did they have tile countertops, Formica, granite? What else? Things like that. That's what you want to look at. Did they have a black splash? Did they have can lights? Did they have regular lights? What kind of light fixture they use? You want to look at all those things because they'll let you know what you need to have in your house. So when you're ready to sell, you want no problems because that house just sold, within a week or whatever. And that tell you what you got to have in the houses in that area because every area is different.
All right, so if we're not, as handy enough to, fix these properties, what is our options?
You never want to fix it yourself. This is a business. You don't see the owner of Walmart working in there.
Yeah, that's fact.
You don't see the owner of McDonald's flipping burgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a business. You gotta hire the right people for the right job. And I always tell people this: you don't want to hire one man for the job. So if you need to do tile work, you need to do plumbing, electrical, AC work. That should be all different people. Reason being because two of those people can work at the same time. When you start flipping, it's all about time. Time is actually money because you're talking about hard money loans. The interest rate is like 12 to 15%. They're not really that high, but right now they're like 8 to 12. But you don't want, time is actually money. So the longer you're working on that property, the more money you're losing. So always use different people for the job, specialized people for the job. Don't use somebody that really don't know what they're doing for stuff that they, because then you might have to do the job again. Because they're going to mess it up. Then you got to hire the right person to come fix it after they messed it up.
Yeah.
So hire the right people first. Pay a little bit more money because it'll be a little faster and the work will be a little bit better. Don't always go the cheap route.
Facts. So why is it important, to have good credit, especially in this real estate game?
Man, good credit can take you farther than you even know. If you have good credit, you can get money from anybody. So if you got good credit, you can get lines of credit from the bank. You can get business credit. You can get loans. You can get basically what you want. You can get a car, a dealership, and not put nothing down. And you have more, more leverage and more negotiation power with having good credit. And, having good credit, you can really just do anything you want. You got access to money at any time. That's really the main thing, getting access to money and using that money.
So how early should we start building this credit?
As soon as you can, 12, 10. So how you can do that is at a young age is up to your parents. It's not really up to yourself because you really can't do nothing at 12. We got to start educating our parents or our aunts and cousins that's having kids to start putting our kids on our credit cards as authorized users. So, other communities do that. That's why kids at 18 be having an 800 credit score.
Man,
authorized users.
We need to be at.
Right. And stop putting, other people on the electricity bill because then we don't pay it and then they have collections and negative items when they hit 18 instead of having an 800 credit score. So never do that. Never co-sign for anybody, even your cousin or your girlfriend. That's no.
All right, gotcha. So you also spoke about that business credit. Are there any specific benefits of using business credit instead of personal credit?
Now, business credit is two different ways. They have business credit strictly on your EIN, which doesn't have nothing to do with your personal. So it's strictly business, strictly on your business. Now, they also have business credit using your personal credit. And that's called business credit with a PG. Now, I'm going to tell you the difference between both. Now, business credit strictly on the EIN takes 6 to 9 months to bill. You have to get net 30 accounts, start getting invoices from like Uline, Granger, companies like that. So you always go buy something and tell them, invoice me, you got 30 days to pay it back. You have to do that consistently for 6 to 9 months to build that. Now, the business credit that I teach and I have an ebook on, which is the Interest Free Money Guide, the first link in my bio, O'Neal J. Parker on Instagram.
Check that out.
That teaches people how to leverage their credit right now. You can have a brand new business and get access to $50,000 to $250,000 per LLC. It could be a brand new LLC or it could be an old LLC. And the importance of that is it's interest-free money, 12 to 15 months, depending on what card you get. So that's money that's same as cash in your pocket. You can take the money off the cards and buy real estate with it and put the money back and you walk away with a profit. So that's doing a whole real estate deal without money coming out your pocket, and that's called OPM. And you can do the same thing with any business. So that's why people need to get it. That's the importance of business credit while leveraging your personal credit. You never want to leverage personal credit cards to do anything in business because utilization goes up and your credit goes down. It shoot down fast. Higher your credit score, the faster you mess up, the more it go down. So that's why you got to get business credit.
Man, hope y'all tuning in, man. So why is it important for our audience to regularly track and check their finances?
Because you never know who's taking money from you. So we was talking about Netflix earlier. Like, you'd be surprised. A lot of people are subscribed to a lot of things they really don't know that they subscribe to. Because it might be like free for 30 days and they forget to go cancel it. That's how they get you. Free for 2 months. That's just like Stars. I don't know if you got DirecTV, but Stars always got this 3 months for free. They do that on purpose, so you're gonna forget. So that's why it's very important to check to see what's going on with your finances, because you don't want to be paying for stuff you're not using.
Man, stars that got me and my mama trying to watch Power, man.
Yeah, man. But what they do is offer it free when Power about to start. I don't know if you noticed it.
Man.
But the thing about that is, you know, you can take advantage of it, but set an alarm or set something in your phone to let them know. You know, cancel it the day before the 30 days or 90 days. Because I do that shit. I do it all the time.
Don't have stars coming after FY Fly now.
And I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. That's saying with all the free little apps they do, man. You better create yourself multiple emails.
Man. So, man, can you give us, you know, some tips on saving money?
Well, you got to go back to what you just said. So you got to track your finances and see where your money's going. So first thing is print at least 2 or 3 of your monthly statements and get a highlighter. And same thing with credit report. Start marking the things that you don't use and start, you know, budgeting and figuring out where your money needs to go. So how you save money is getting rid of all the things that you don't need first. You know, you don't need Netflix. You don't need a cheeseburger from McDonald's every 2 days. You know. Grab yourself a salad, fix your burger at the house. You don't always have to buy lunch. You don't have to buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner to go. Start buying you something from the store. It's a lot cheaper. That's a lot of different ways to start saving money. You can really cut down a lot if you really focus on what you're spending your money on. That's the main thing, is print out that bank statement and see where the money's going. You don't have to shop every weekend either.
Facts. Okay. You know, jumping back to that credit, you know, and the credit cards and stuff. You know, why is it important to pay your accounts on time?
Because you get some negative items on your credit report. So the negative items is 30 days. So you have 30 days. I think it's 30 days from that due date to pay it. So let's just say they give you a grace period of 15 days. You're still good, but you need to pay it before 30 days because they start to report every 30 days. You're going to have to probably pay the late fee after the grace period, but you got to make sure you pay it, you know, around day 28 or 29. Make sure. Because you don't want those negative items to start reporting your credit. Because that will negatively affect your credit, and your credit will go down.
Gotcha. Man, I feel that. So can you tell us about, you know, negative energy? Tell us why it's important to cut off, you know,
Dang, man, I just made a post about that on Instagram. For real? Yes, sir. So negative energy, man, that's draining. Like we was talking about earlier, like, if you got 3 friends that's always negative, you know, not really doing nothing, you're going to feel comfortable in that situation. You know, you're going to definitely be the 4th person because that's what you're always around. You know, it's not cool to be successful because all my friends, you know, they're doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then you could feel out of place because you off to the right, you know, and they all to the left. So, like I said earlier, you got to surround yourself with the people that's doing what you want to do. You got to cut them off. Or, you know, you could still be cool with them, but instead of hanging out every day, hang out, you know, just on Sunday or Saturday. Start limiting it. You know, you just can't go from 7 days hanging out to 1. So start going from 7 days to maybe 4 days to 3 days and just 1 day, and then they'll figure it out.
Good advice. Man, let's touch on networking real quick, man. Honestly, if you're not leveraging your network in 2020, you're not playing to win. So can you tell my audience, you know, why networking is so important?
Man, networking is extremely important. So the number 1 tool to network right now is social media. So if you're not using that for your benefit, you just need to cancel the social media. So, you know, networking is very important because you can make friends with people that's doing something totally different, and then y'all can exchange value. So just like you got this podcast, I don't have a podcast, so I can ask you what I need to do to get a podcast. You know, and then you can ask me about real estate, wholesale, and all that. So we exchanging value. That's the importance of networking. Yeah. Also with money, you know, you never know who has money that don't know what to do with the money. You know, y'all could become friends and they'll start lending you money. Now y'all both making money. Education, you can get a lot further in life with networking because everybody knows somebody that you don't know. They could hook you up. You know, that might have been the connection you've been needing to start your business. So networking is extremely important. So everywhere you go, you know, let people know what you're doing. And always grab somebody's card or, you know, tell them your number, tell them about yourself, and also use that. So don't just get somebody's number and not use it. You know, hit them up from time to time. You know, tell them happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, things like that. You got to stay relevant at all times.
Okay, tap in with them at times.
Yeah, man. Don't just use people either. Bring something to the table.
Facts. Co-elevation, man. Both
Yes,
of y'all
sir.
come up.
Yes, sir. Bring something to the table. Nobody eat for free.
Man, so put yourself in my audience shoes. So you just graduated high school or college or whatever. You know, what is your next money moves right now in this current environment that we're in?
All right, if I go back to high school, I was definitely not going to college. First thing I was going to do is, like, you know when people got the graduation parties and they get the money? First thing I'm doing with the money is go and get a course on something that I want to do. First, I'll figure out what I want to do. My senior year, is it real estate, stocks, whatever. Be a car salesman. Whatever it is, figure it out your senior year. As soon as you graduate, you know, you had the little party, you get all your money from everybody.
Yeah.
Use that money to invest in yourself and further yourself than all your friends. So by the time you know, 20, 21, 25, you can be straight. You can do anything you want when you want. So it's all about positioning yourself. That's what I would do. You can go to college if you want, people, but college ain't for me.
Okay. Everybody, you know, got the entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah. You want to go to college, go ahead.
So, you know, I got another hypothetical question for you. So, say you wake up tomorrow and you got a free $10,000. What you doing next?
Shit, that's going straight into some real estate, because I could turn that 10K to about 30 or 40K.
How we doing that?
Easy.
Simplify for us.
Easy. So with that 10,000, you can buy a property, and you can buy a property at 50,000 or 100,000, depending on where you get your money from. Really, you can buy something bigger than that if you know create a real estate. But I would definitely take that property. I mean, take that 10,000 and use it as a down payment if needed to buy a flip. Flip that money. The profit that I make from that money, buy a rental, because that rental will pay me every month. And then what I can do is take that money, refinance it, use the bird strategy, and just keep doing it.
You said the bird strategy? What strategy? What that mean? What that mean? Come on, put us on that game, man.
So bird is buy, renovate, rent out, refinance, repeat. So you're going to buy distress, you're going to rehab it, whatever money you got. Now that property is worth, you got it at 50, you put 20 in it, you're all in at 70. Now the property is worth 100,000. So you can go back to the bank and refinance it at 80,000, because most banks do 80%. So now you walked away with 10,000 that you can use all over again, and use that money over and over and over and over again. And there you go. You recycling money.
Easy. So I got one more question for you, boss man. So I'm gonna read you 2 quotes, and you gotta tell me which quote is more accurate in your opinion. You ready?
All right, I guess.
All right. My first quote is, "Money can't buy happiness," and the second quote is, "More money, more problems." Which one is more accurate in your opinion?
More money, more problems.
All right, why is that?
She always got a problem when you got more money. Somebody else needs some money. I don't know. Another problem is you always want more money. Or you don't have enough money, you know? Because you're always looking at something bigger.
Most stuff. Now that just sparked another question. So is there ever enough money?
Hell no. Never enough. Never enough money. But life is not all about the money, man. It's about, about being happy with your family, providing for people.
Most stuff.
Yeah. As long as you can do what you want, you good.
And it's definitely, that passive income is going to be a big factor, being able to do that with your financial freedom and things like that.
Yes, sir. That's the way to go.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for joining us on FY Fly the podcast. Man, let the audience know where to reach you. Any final words, go ahead.
Y'all figure out what y'all want to do. Take action. Sacrifice a little bit. That'll change your life forever, man. Stay away from the negative people, the naysayers. Follow your passion and do what you got to do to get there. Where y'all can find me on Instagram, O'Neil, O-N-E-I-L, J Parker. YouTube, O'Neil, apostrophe, O-N-E-I-L, Parker. What else I got? Twitter, O'Neil, J Parker. Facebook, O'Neil Parker. Y'all just go follow me. DM me if y'all got any questions. I'm very responsive. And that's it. Just let me know if y'all need something from me. And go catch my ebook, man. Go catch my ebook. Business Credit, the Interest-Free Money Guide. You can get on Gumroad or the first link in my bio on Instagram. It's teaching all about business credit. It's $69, not that much. Spend that $69, you get access to over $70,000. So it's worth it. You spend that $69 at fast food all the time. So invest in yourself. That's pretty much it.
Thank you for being here, man. We really appreciate you. Make sure y'all go tap in with my dog, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. Now we're going to take it back to Remy G and me for one of our favorite segments called Did You Know? Let's go. Welcome back to FY Fly the podcast. And y'all already know what time it is, or maybe y'all don't. But me and Remy G finna let y'all know. Did you know 50% of buyers found their new home online?
Did you know last year millennials accounted for more than 45% of all mortgages loaned out?
Did you know the U.S. housing market is worth $33 trillion?
Did you know 90% of billionaires have become rich through real estate investing?
Did you know in 2019 the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment was $3,500 a month?
Did you know in 2019 Orlando was the #1 U.S. location for real estate investing?
In conclusion, to wrap it all up for my fly folks, man, wholesaling is the part of real estate investing that you can hop on right now with no money, no license, and make you a bag. But you have to be aware. You can listen to us, watch all the YouTube videos that you want, but you won't know how it go for you until you actually try it out. Because education without application is worthless. So gain this education that's not taught in schools and make a plan and make a play, baby.
So to recap the major lessons we learned today, we learned that there are 3 major players in the wholesaling game: the buyer, motivated seller, and you, the wholesaler. We also learned that the buyer's list is a list that you, the wholesaler, needs to create to be able to find the buyer as quickly as possible. And can't forget about the investment strategies like fix and flip and buy and hold.
Yeah, which we definitely plan on going more in depth in on our future episodes. But as far as our action items go, we need everyone who is interested in wholesaling to continue to educate themselves. You can reach out to us and we can pair you with some of the real estate experts we've interviewed here on the show. And also, whenever you driving around, keep a lookout for damaged and beat down houses. As the real estate investors that we are, we should see these type of houses as potential plays. You know, could be a possible wholesale deal, selling to a fix and flipper. Because remember, as a wholesaler, you are a matchmaker. So I need y'all to go out there, match sellers with buyers, and run your bag up even higher, baby. But that's it from the FY Fly guys. We need y'all to stay safe,
Stay invested,
and stay fly.
Thank you all for listening to FY Fly the podcast, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week for more financial literacy insights with our special guest. Please visit our website, social media platforms, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at FYI Fly Podcast. That's FYI FLI Podcast. See y'all next week and stay fly.
But don't y'all go anywhere just yet. Stay tuned as each week here on FY Fly, we like to give an independent artist a place to shine and gain some exposure. And this week we have Better by T5. Let's go.
I say it go down. KGS, we run the whole town. And I'm just repping for my hometown. And I'm just trying to make a new sound. Before they put me in the ground. And I know my time coming, know I got a day. Gotta make sure that my mom and my sister straight. And double O, we got caught, that's in a couple days. Hope the judge